America, are you sitting down? Southwest is introducing assigned seating.
Assigned seating!
Assigned seating!
That's right. And right now, a lot of Southwest passengers are figuratively smashing watermelons over what's happening with the airline's new seating system. Southwest Airlines just ended one of the most iconic airline policies in the world, their famous open seating system. But now that assigned seating has arrived, passengers are saying boarding is chaotic, families are getting separated, and overhead bins are turning into a free-for-all. Let's talk about what's actually going on. For over 50 years, Southwest Airlines did something that no other major airline in the U.S. did. They didn't assign seats. Instead, you boarded in a group and picked your own seat. Some people loved it, some people hated it. But no matter how you felt about it, that open seating system became one of the most recognizable things about flying Southwest. But in 2026, Southwest finally scrapped it. The airline announced it will be moving away from open seating and introducing assigned seats, meaning passengers will now be able to choose their seat ahead of time, just like on most other airlines. So why did Southwest change? Southwest says the new system gives travelers more choice and flexibility because passengers can now select their seat when booking and even pay for premium options like extra legroom. Those premium seats can be offered for an additional fee, which is something most other major airlines already do. So from the airline's perspective, this change brings Southwest more in line with the rest of the industry while also creating new ways to offer different seating options to passengers. But even though the airline says the change will improve the travel experience, many passengers say the rollout hasn't exactly gone smoothly. And that brings us to what passengers are saying online. Almost immediately after the change, passengers started reporting problems with the boarding process. Because as the new system started rolling out, travelers began posting complaints about their experiences. Southwest has already acknowledged the issues and says they plan to change how boarding works. Here are 5 of the biggest issues people say they're running into with Southwest's new seating system. One Reddit user said, people pay extra for the front rows, but can't use the overhead bins because they're already full. What this means is that people who paid extra for premium seats are boarding only to find that there's nowhere to put their bag. Another Reddit user said, they said the new system will reduce pre-boarding, but it seems like the opposite is happening. People have figured out pre-boarding guarantees overhead space, so the numbers are growing. The same user said one flight had 17 pre-boards. So basically, pre-boarding allows people with certain needs to board early. Some travelers now believe passengers are using pre-boarding to guarantee overhead bin space. Another traveler wrote, people are having to put their luggage in the back and swim back upstream to their seats because people are putting their bags in as soon as they board rather than by their seats. So basically, now people are literally walking backward through the plane to get to their bags. Another Reddit user said some passengers are confused and frustrated over the constant changes and confusion about the boarding process and what group they should be in. What some passengers are finding so frustrating is that they simply don't know which boarding group they are going to be in on the day, and now customers who have booked extra legroom seats outside of rows 1 through 3 are now scrambling to reassign their seats so they are amongst the first to board. And lastly, another Reddit user expressed very strong issues when her daughter's seat was double booked on a recent flight. They said instead of fixing it at the gate or beforehand, Southwest told us we could not board and had to go to customer service. Long story short, customer service's solution was to sit the child away from the parent. Luckily, a stranger ended up switching seats so that the mother and daughter could sit next to each other. So the big question is, was Southwest right to abandon open seating? Or did they just remove the one thing that made them different? What do you think? Would you rather choose your own seat or have one assigned? Let us know in the comments and follow Quest Accepted for more travel news.